Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode 97 of Nintendo Talk. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Mr. Toby Thornton. What is up, Toby?
What's up, Bobby?
I forgot to change the lighting behind me, too, so I'm going to do that real quick on the fly, because I could do that. I could literally do that while we're talking, because I'm a professional over here.
Hang on, does that mean we're rocking If We Ran Nintendo colors right now?
Yeah, we were, but now it's gone now.
Yeah,
Listen,
looks
man.
better. Looks way better now.
Well, looks way better now. It wasn't If We Ran Nintendo colors. It's just that's my Breath of the Wild theme actually.
Oh,
it was.
okay.
This is my Mario Kart stuff that I have behind me now. But I have like different, whatever. You know how it goes. You know how we do. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Jump into this.
Yeah.
You better stop, man. So last Sunday night, I recorded a special episode of the Nintendo Talk show with Kevin Austin, right, of PSVG.
Yeah.
And as I'm recording with him, we get about 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
I look down to see how much time we've been recording, and it says 0. The whole time I forgot to hit the record button.
Oh, Bobble.
So we had to start over, and I was like, ugh. So I was like, okay, we're just going to cut, like, the beginning, because we did, like, his Geek Out and all that.
Mm.
I was like, all right, we're just going to cut that stuff out, and we'll start from scratch. And so disappointing, man, because it was such a good talk up to that point. He's a good guy, man, he really is. So that episode...
I wonder, like, how many amazing conversations have been lost to, like, that happens a lot, basically, with podcasts. People forget to hit record all the time, and all the different podcasts out there. Like, how many hours of amazing conversations have just been lost because somebody failed to hit a button?
I agree. It probably is a lot. I mean, it's probably a tremendous. I've done it before, but it's always been like anytime I've done it here, it's been like 2 minutes in, nothing major. You know what I mean? Like here, it's like, oh my god, it's terrible. You know what I mean? Like it's. You hit it, and especially like in this particular situation, because it's so many, it's so deep in, and it's like this is crazy that we're doing that. I lost that much of it, but it's whatever. You know what I mean? Like you live, you learn. You try to move on from it, but in the back of your mind, it never is good. You know what I mean? It's always like, oh, I can't believe I did this. But whatever.
And it's never the same the second time around.
No, exactly, man. It's never. It doesn't. In your mind, you're thinking it's never as good. Plus, what winds up happening is you breeze through the conversation you just had, because the first conversation was more in depth, and you're hitting all these points, and now it's just like you gotta just zip through. And I was like, oh, that's so terrible, man, so terrible. So Sean's texting me for show notes for it, like. Just had me, and he can't get enough of me, man. The guy's he's obnoxious. He just doesn't back off. Sean, if you're listening right now, let me do my show with Toby. Like, why are you trying to interrupt and make yourself part of the show? It's messed up.
I'm disappointed in Sean lately. He's not been replying to my YouTube comments as much.
He don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah, because he's like, he wants to know that I'm watching the show.
So tweet at him.
I prove to him.
Twitter and tweet at him.
I don't want to tweet him. I want to leave a comment under the YouTube video. I want to support my Bobby.
Okay. Well, I'll tell him. If you're listening now, Sean, go to the YouTube comments, because Toby is leaving comments for you. And you're not replying to him, and it's hurting his feelings.
Yeah.
He's a temperamental soul.
This is true. I am temperamental.
He gets a little. So last night, right? Or yesterday afternoon, I was playing, we're jumping all over the board. We're just going to have a little conversation before we jump into stuff. So last night I was playing DC Universe Online with Carrie.
Yeah.
And the blinds, the sun was coming in. It was making it hard for me to see the screen. And I'm like looking, and I can't see stuff properly. I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, hold on for a minute. So I go close the blinds. Didn't really do much. I'm like, oh, I got these curtains, man. And it just darkens the whole place. And I was like, I literally shut the curtains. Felt like it was nighttime in here. Like if I
Yeah.
turn these lights out, it's just black.
Probably. Have you never shut your curtains before?
No, I have blinds and I have curtains.
Yeah.
So I just shut
Yeah.
the blinds, but I never close
Yeah.
the curtains. And it's like totally different right now. I love it. It's nice and dark. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I love blackout curtains. Make all the
Oh,
difference.
so good, man. So good.
Mm.
So anyway, Toby, let's kick this episode off like you do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
With our Geek Outs.
Oh, you're such a piece of garbage. At least Sean gets excited. And it isn't even Geek Outs on that show.
Yeah, well, he's harboring my energy in the other show, so like I don't have to. So,
Is that what it is? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I like, I can say this. I like recording with you two on the same day.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it blurs again. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
it's almost like we have conversations within the shows. We
Yeah,
didn't do that for a while because I was recording one on one night. And all the conversations I had with Sean are still fresh into this conversation. So it's like, I kind of like get you two talking to each other via the podcast. I love it. It's good.
Hi, Sean. How you doing, Sean?
Reminds me of old times, man. I love it. I love it. So, anyway, what are you geeking out about there, Tobe?
I busted out my Wii.
Okay. Should I be excited about that, or?
Yeah, man. Because like I don't know. I just had an urge to play my Wii, so I got my Wii out.
I thought you played with your Wii a lot.
Well, that's only on weekends, But yeah, anyway, I got it out. Played a bit of Resident Evil 4 pointer controls, like waving my wand around. That was flipping sweet as. Jumped in the most stressful part of the game from an old save file. That was pretty crazy. Then I was playing some Wii Sports.
Really?
Man, I forgot how much fun that game is.
That game was
Like
a lot of fun.
tennis and bowling and
Yeah, I love bowling.
Yeah.
I used to play on the Wii U because I rebought all those games
yeah,
on the Wii U, and I love playing. It was so cool. The cool thing about playing on the Wii U was, I might have talked about it before, I don't know, but when you played golf, you put the gamepad on the ground.
Oh yeah,
And it would, when you looked on the gamepad, it was the ball.
yeah.
And it would show you, like, if you're in sand, the ball was sitting in sand. If you're in rough, the grass was coming up around the ball. It
That's
was
quite
so
a
cool,
clever use of the gamepad.
It
man.
was pretty cool. It was pretty amazing. I was like,
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
You know what? Like, it did hurt my eyes after a while. It being in 480p on a giant TV.
Yeah.
Like, it was fuzzy. Like, especially Resident Evil.
Yeah.
So, and it just hurts me so much that they put Resident Evil 4 out on Switch, but it hasn't got motion aiming. It hasn't got pointer controls. Just got traditional controls, which I find difficult for Resident Evil 4 for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just put that little bit of extra effort in to use the Switch's controllers properly?
I wish there was a way for Nintendo to incorporate the Wiimote and Nunchuck in the Switch. Because, like, when I think of games like Pikmin, it's the perfect way to play Pikmin, is to play with the Nunchuck and the Wiimote.
Yeah.
So I would love for that to come back. I know some people, but I feel like the Joy-Cons just don't do the job.
No, and you know what? Like, it's still really comfortable to have the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, and you've got your arms spread apart, you're relaxed. There's like, the Nunchuck is really good. It feels really good in your hand, unlike the Switch controllers, like the Joy-Cons. They're not as comfortable. So, I do miss that.
Yeah, it would have been better to. It would have been cool to have it that way, But whatever, it is what it is. I don't know. Myself, I got a geek out that's kind of. So I started the diet last week. Thursday I weighed in, down 9.8 pounds.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
so
massive.
I feel better, like physically. Some signs, some things that were happening. So, like when I would sit here, right? This is no lie. By right now, right after doing one podcast, my feet would be swollen. My calves were swollen, and I'd have indentations from my socks. I still have, but it's far better. Like, literally right now, I'm sitting here. My feet aren't swollen. My calves and ankles, they're not swollen. Like I feel like I'm doing far greater than I was. I feel like I'm way ahead than what I should be because
Hmm.
A, I've been eating a crazy amount of vegetables, drinking a crazy amount of water, so I'm constantly flushing my system out and stuff. So I just feel a lot better. Don't have headaches as much as I was getting headaches. Like
Yeah.
literally by now, I would have a headache.
Mm.
I remember one night I did if we ran Nintendo with Sean, and I took a nap. I took a nap, right? I woke up at 10 o'clock because we recorded at 10:30. Woke up at
Right.
10 o'clock and literally, I couldn't think. My head hurt so bad, I couldn't think. We almost canceled the show that week,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was just like, just give me some time. Just give me some time, Sean. Let me get get through my thoughts. Let me get through, and then boom, it just came together. But oh, I was a mess, and I don't have, knock on wood, I don't have that right now. I've been much better, so I'm
Hmm.
happy about that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. That's good, man.
it makes me feel better. So we'll see how it goes. But it's something that really scared me last week. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was pretty in a weird place. Thank you for the support of a lot of people that listen to this show that reached out to me. I may not have got back to everybody, but I heard your words. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. But I feel like I'm doing a lot better physically. So I just want to keep the ball rolling and keep moving in a good path. So we'll see.
Any update on your wisdom tooth?
Um, not this week. Next week it gets taken out.
All right. Good.
So as long as my blood pressure is down,
Yeah.
which it should be, because I
Yeah.
just feel phenomenal. I really do. Last Sunday, me and Miguel went to the track, did a couple of laps around the track, went walking,
Nice.
stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
That was fun. It was nice weather. We got to walk around. Um, so like I'm getting more physical. I'm getting more active. So that's it's all good things, man. It's all good things. So
Brilliant.
yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
about it. So
Mm.
all right. So topics wise, we got 3 topics for today. We're gonna hit what we can. It's funny because I threw this topic at you, right, Toby?
Yeah.
And then I saw that things were different than what I originally thought. So I want to kind of
Oh,
we'll kind
okay.
of work our way through all this.
All
So
right.
my question was, what are you liking about the new Nintendo? Should people curb their critiques that they are still out of touch? And the reason why I brought this up to you was I had read the reports that Nintendo was saying, like, if you bought your Switch after a certain day, they were swapping them out for you.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's not true.
Right.
Or it is true, but I think it's more one of the situations if you call customer service and you
Yeah.
complain, they'll
Yeah.
offer you a free upgrade.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not a policy Nintendo has in place to just,
Yeah.
hey, people can send their Switches back and we're going to get them a new one.
Yeah.
It's more in line of one of those things of like if you call and you complain, go, hey man, I just bought this, and then you put out the new one. I want the new one.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know that the new one was available. They'll kind of smooth the bridge a little bit and kind of
Yeah.
do it. So I want to preface my statements moving forward with that. But for me personally, I do feel like Nintendo's listening lately. I feel like they're making changes to some things that they normally would have in the old days just would have been like, it is what it is. Like you got to deal with it. And I feel like
Mhm.
now they kind of go like, okay, wait a minute. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's see if we can make some changes to it. I don't know. What are your
I mean,
thoughts?
when you say new Nintendo, right? What that conjures up in my mind is more to do with when the Switch first came out. There was a new style of Nintendo game. Like, I feel like games like Breath of the Wild was just like a completely fresh start for Zelda,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're experimenting more with other games. Like it feels like they're just sort of broadening out their appeal of their games and putting
Yeah.
more stuff into them than ever before.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And it sort of goes along with their online stuff as well, right? The free to play Tetris 99. All right, you have to have Switch Online to play it,
Yeah.
but it's still free once you got it. So stuff like that is like really cool and new for Nintendo, and I think they're doing a good job there. However, I do still feel like they're stuck in their ways with a lot of stuff that they just seem kind of out of touch, like you say. Like when it came to multiplayer in Mario Maker and certain cloud save issues, and they come up with all these weird excuses that don't really make a lot of sense because there's obvious ways around them. And I know that they've mentioned that they're thinking about changing the online multiplayer for Mario Maker, but they still haven't done it yet. Like you still can't play with friends in multiplayer online, and that's something that shouldn't take them that long to integrate.
Yeah.
So I do still feel like they're out of touch in some ways like that. It might be little ways, but there's lots of these little things that they're taking a while to catch up with.
Possible. I think that they take their time on things. That's for sure. But I
Mm,
feel like when people complain, they listen a little bit more. Like
mm,
example of where I look at Nintendo as being the new Nintendo of sorts is I remember when Breath of the Wild was going to come out. People were like, I don't want to play with English. So, I don't want to play with English. I want to have subtitles. I want to play in Japanese.
mm,
Originally, that wasn't the case. You weren't able to. And then Nintendo
yeah.
quickly made a switch. They updated it before it launched and said, like,
Yeah.
okay, here it is. You can use any type of voice acting you want with this game. They didn't just do Japanese. They did all the languages, all the different territories. I thought that was a cool little thing they did. Um,
On
the,
the flip side of that,
yeah.
with Breath of the Wild, you can only have one save file per profile on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That is so dumb. So it's like they have cool progressive things like voice acting and different audio tracks, but then to counter that, they have another dumb thing that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It doesn't affect me. I'm the only one who plays my Switch, so it never bothered me.
Yeah, but you had to start a new. You wanted to start a new save file on
I
Zelda,
just did it
right?
on a different profile. I have 3 profiles.
Well, yeah, but you have to create a new account for a different region or
No,
like a
you can just
brand
make.
new.
You could just make a new profile.
Yeah, but why? Why do you have to do that? It seems so backwards, so out of touch.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like stuff like that to me is just splitting hairs. That stuff I don't care about. Like that stuff that I feel like it's just so minute. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. Because technically speaking, like if you did example, you look at Link to the Past. You had to go in. You had to create a new name profile. There would be a second save slot. It wasn't a matter of just boom. Here's slot 2. Click go. You had to put a name to it and all that stuff. So I guess they feel like it's the same thing. You just go in, you create a new profile, and then you have a new save file. I don't know. I don't know what their thinking was behind it. Whatever. But like for me, when I think of like things of here's here's Mario Maker, where I
Mm.
wasn't going to buy the game originally because it didn't have the multiplayer connectivity. And then they go, hey, we've heard your complaints. When the first update comes, it'll fix that. When that first update comes, we don't know. We still haven't heard anything about it. I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty soon. But at this point, like the game's
Mm.
passed for me. I'm already knee deep in all kinds of games that I can't keep up with.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's not that bad overall. I feel like they do listen to some things. Well, and another example is like where Sony is now starting to uh, basically regulate games. Nintendo's like, no, we're not. Like, we're going to just let games go.
Do you mean like censorship?
Censorship, yes.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the way they were with the Wii U. That wasn't
Yeah.
the way they were with the 3DS. They were very censorship and
Yeah.
holding things, and they've kind of turned direction to that. And I like that stuff. And when I think about it, or when I think about Nintendo, I go, man, this is pretty crazy that they're opening the doors and doing this stuff, like working with Microsoft. Like they're working with other companies that you never would have thought they would have done in the past. So I feel like people need to ease up just a little, not a lot. Just ease up a little bit with the critiques, like they're just back into the old. Like when I go into message boards and forums, they just tear them apart as, oh, here we go, here's Nintendo again. It's like, man, guys, you're not even giving them credit for things they have changed.
Yeah, they've definitely done a lot to sort of change people's perception of them. I definitely agree about working with Microsoft and not having censorship like that. All that stuff's really cool and definitely new for Nintendo, especially the censorship thing. Like
Yeah.
way back in the day, they were really tight on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
man.
But yeah, like, my mind's just gone blank. I had something to say. But, oh well, carry on, Bob.
It's not a good thing to do, Toby. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's a
things
sign of me aging.
Yeah, man, that's stuff that I do all the time, man. That's not good. I talk myself in circles and lose it all the time.
Yeah.
But I think that they're trying to get better. You know, it's not something that happens overnight. It's a slow process. But another thing that I like that they do, that the new Nintendo kind of does, is they don't cram Mario into everything.
Yeah, my thoughts just come back
Oh,
to
God,
me.
here we go.
So this is a thing, right, that they did with the Virtual Console. Originally on the Wii and the Wii U, they drip-fed games out real slowly. And people complained about that for a long time. Like, why does it take Nintendo so long to put these games out? And why aren't they putting good games out? They're only putting out ones that nobody wants to play. So with the Nintendo Online, you've got the NES games that are coming out, but they've really sort of slowed down on the decent titles. Now they're putting these filler games out that nobody wants, drip feeding them, and it's the same old story. Like, that's not Nintendo changing. Like,
No.
they could easily just put out a huge catalog of games, like decent games, Super Nintendo games.
Well, there is a rumor that's coming soon.
Yeah, there is that rumor. I don't know if you want to talk about that now or not, but
And we can talk about it now.
yeah, let's talk about that. So Nintendo filed a patent for a Super Nintendo controller that's compatible with the Switch.
Yes.
Looks like it's got the same slide-on attachment sections that the Famicom ones did.
Yes.
So that's sort of an indication that we might be getting Super Nintendo games on the Nintendo Online service soon. So about time, Bobby.
Yeah.
About time, let me tell you. Yeah.
My question to you is this: Do you have Nintendo Online?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Would you buy the controllers if they come?
Probably not.
Okay, you're gonna buy them. You're gonna ship them to me. All right, I'm gonna send you because I want the color buttons. I want the purple ones that I have, but I need the color ones that you have. So you're gonna save
It's
me.
only one per customer, Bobby.
Yeah, it's one per customer.
What if I change my mind?
Well, then, oh well. You need to go buy another. Come on, Toby.
Someone should just clip that out and just have that as a soundboard.
We're supposed to be best friends. You know what? You're over there tinkering with Dan all the time now. This is your way to prove to me that I'm still your best friend.
Dude, I'm flipping sending you Zelda when it comes out.
That's not the point. I'm talking about these. This is different.
Bobby, you know what, right?
Toby.
I'm contemplating not buying Link's Awakening remake for myself. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I watched a little bit of footage that was on Nintendo's Twitter the other day, and it made me think more about it because I realized that I just really don't like the blur around the edge of the screen. Like, really don't like it.
What? Why?
It's because it's distracting. It's like Link is short-sighted. I'm already short-sighted enough. Like, I want to see the beautiful artwork clearly for the whole screen. I don't want to have like 70% of the screen be visible and the rest of it be blurry.
So that's what you're taking it as. But see, I don't take it that way.
What do you take it like?
I take it as what it is. He's knocked out on the beach. It's a dream.
Not when he's indoors, though. When he goes in a dungeon or whatever, perfectly clear as day. There's no blur, and it looks beautiful. But you go outside.
Oh, really?
And all of a sudden, the whole screen around the edge is blurry.
I gotta take a look at that. I never looked at it that much. That's really why you're not. Are you serious right now?
If you can turn it off, I will buy it.
Are you serious right now?
I'm serious, Bobby. I'm definitely considering this.
Okay, this is what you do. When the one that I bought comes, open it up, pull the cartridge out, and ship me the rest. bastard. You're ridiculous.
Oh man.
Okay, so you want to jump into your topic now?
Yeah. So my topic is: do we feel that Nintendo is being lazy with its system software updates? Like, it's been over 2 years since Switch came out,
Yeah.
and it's still as bare bones as it was when it launched.
Mm-hmm.
They've added maybe one or two things that aren't really noticeable, you know, some eShop category thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I really feel like Nintendo should have added way more to the system since it launched.
Yeah.
I feel like they're being so late because it's successful. They feel like they don't need to do anything because it's selling like hotcakes.
I don't know if that's necessarily where they're at. I feel like it's one of these situations where Sean and I were just talking about it, and I said to Sean, I said, dude, to me, the Switch is the best console on the market when it comes to getting in and out of games. I can literally fire. It takes me longer for my TV to turn on than it does for me to get into a game.
Yeah, man, I agree, and I love the speediness, and I don't want anything that slows that down.
And that's what I think they're afraid of, that if they go adding things, it starts to slow things down. Now, I don't know how much of a slowdown it is, and maybe it's one of those things of like, maybe it's minute, maybe it's like a second, but then here's a second for this, and then there's a second for this, and then and next thing you know, they're at 20, 30 seconds before you're able to get into the actual I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you. I would love themes. I would love folders. I would love so much stuff that was on the Wii U. But you know and I know the Wii U was terrible in terms of getting in and out of games.
Yeah, took ages.
Forever. Even when they added the quick menu, where like you fire up your gamepad and there was the last 10 games you played, and you could click and go. Even that was still slow.
Yeah.
This, literally, I could turn on right now, and I could be into Mighty Switch Force, because that's what I was just playing a second ago. I could be in there within a couple seconds of playing.
Yeah.
So, to me, I understand their philosophy and their theory of, hey, man, we need to keep this quick and snappy so people can get in and out of games. So, the UI itself, I don't mind that being completely bare bones. Where I have the issue is the store.
Yeah.
I feel like the store is complete trash.
It is. It's really bad.
I feel like the store is the worst thing ever when it comes to games. Dude, this is no lie. I downloaded DC Universe Online, right? I got it on a Tuesday when it launched. Thursday's when I actually got around to playing it, right?
Yeah.
So I go in, I start playing it, and then I'm like, hey man, wait a second here. I actually want to buy the service for DC Universe Online.
Yeah.
So, but to do that, I have to go back to the eShop and go in and then go down and sign up for what I want.
Yeah.
Either monthly, 6 months, or a year.
Yeah.
I had to scan through like, because now it's Thursday and all the releases hit.
Yeah.
I had to scan through pages, not pages, but I had to go down about 15, 20 games before I could find it.
Yeah.
And it was like, this game just launched 3 days ago, and it's already off the page.
They need to figure that out. Like, that's such a huge problem, and I feel like they're just ignoring it. They got their blinders on. They just can't see the problem. Like, I really don't get it. You know, like you say, if you don't look at the eShop for a couple of weeks and then you go on it, all of the great games that came out are just like way lost. They're just gone because there's so many crap games that are just thrown on there every week.
Yeah.
You get clone games all the time. There's like 5 or 6 car mechanic simulator games. Yeah. They're all the same game. They just got different like thumbnails or different names or whatever. But you click on it and there's the same screenshots or the same artwork, just reused in a different way. Yeah. And the eShop's flooded with it. It's really seriously bad.
You got a game like Blossom Tales right now, right? Blossom Tales is 50% off right now. If you don't own that game, go get that game. 50% off is a steal for that game.
Yeah.
The game is completely worth full price. 50% off, go get it. Dude, I went and looked for it the other day just to see where it was. Dude, it was like 60 titles down.
Yeah, because everyone wants their game on sale to get
Yes.
noticed.
Yes.
That's the only way to get noticed once your game's disappeared down the chart.
Yeah.
And then, because everyone's doing that, the sale section is just monstrous.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no discoverability whatsoever.
None.
It's just bizarre.
It's crazy. And I can tell you from, I think I'd be okay saying this, from the Atui side of things.
Mm.
You know, like Jules a couple weeks ago put the games up for 90% off.
Yeah.
And like people are like, why would you do that? Because if we don't do that, nobody knows the games exist.
Yeah.
There's no place for them other than the on sale, like to get noticed. You can't, unless you specifically are going to find Mutant Mudds. You don't know what's on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like Mighty Switch Force. I just bought that 2 weeks ago. Go try to find that game without searching for it.
Mm.
Dude, it's buried. It's
Yeah.
absolutely buried. And that's a fantastic game by Way Forward. Why in the world is that collection buried? Makes no sense. There should be like highlight sections. Like it's just and the other thing too that really pisses me off. You have the featured section, right? And the featured section should be like a curated section by Nintendo of like these are the games you should really get your hand on because these need a push or these are games, these are hidden gems or whatever.
Yeah.
90% were Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Like why is Smash on there?
Self-promotion.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? Every week they should have a genre that they highlight.
Yeah.
Like this is RPG week. These are all the great RPG games on Switch.
Yeah.
This is platformer week. All the great platforming games. And then at least that way, the cream of the crop of those genres should be on there every, and they just cycle through.
And what they should do too is they should have like Nintendo games where it's just games published by Nintendo. Like you have indie games. Like you should have all these different sections. And then like it's just crazy right now. I can't believe how much of a hodgepodge it's turned into. And I feel like that side of things, they're absolutely being lazy on. Like that part of it, of with the eShop, is just absolute laziness. They are not doing anything to help themselves in those minds.
Yeah.
But like as far as the UI itself, I'm okay with them kind of keeping it bare minimum because I feel like that's the fluidity of the console and what I love about the console, the getting in and out and doing all that stuff. So I'm okay with that section. eShop, trash. They gotta work on it. They gotta fix it. I feel like the Wii U was an amazing shop, like eShop.
Yeah.
Like you had music playing when you got there.
Yeah.
Basically whatever the game of the month from Nintendo. They had background music playing for that particular thing. Just was really, really good. And I don't know.
Jolly.
What's that? Yeah, exactly.
Jolly, yeah.
Dude, especially around Christmas time, they had that. The Jingle Bells type, like Mario music with jingles, with like jingle bells going through it and stuff like. Just really did some nice things with the store. And not only that, it was so easy to find games in the eShop because they had it sectioned off. Like you said, you want RPGs or over here, you want indie titles or over here, you want NES games, you want Super Nintendo games. It was all broken apart and everything was easy to find.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, what about if you had a section based on what your friends are playing?
Yes.
And then they could connect it to your friends list and then see what everyone else is playing and suggest games based on that. Like...
Or if you could pick friends that like maybe there's like you, right? Maybe I could pick 5 friends that I really like the games they play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, Benji Kong just bought this game. You might like it. Now, I would never put Benji on my list because he's just trash of a human being. But he plays some games that are just crazy balls hard. That's not my type of game. But like you and Sean, like you guys play games that are more geared towards me. Like Deuterino, Jams plays bad games on like Nintendo Talk and Joe After Work. Like there's guys I would like to follow what they're buying to see. Like, hey, this one just played this game. Are you interested in this game? Here it is. I think the one thing I do like that they do, if you create a wish list, when those wish list games go on sale, you get an email from Nintendo.
You get an email?
I get an email from
I don't get.
Nintendo.
I'm pretty sure I don't get an email. I've got loads of games on my wish list.
Oh my god, I get emails whenever a game goes on sale. It says, "Hey, Bobby, by the way, this game's on sale for this amount off. This is what you get it for.
Okay.
Would you like to go buy it?" And then you can click and go buy it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I like when they do stuff like that. It makes me feel like, hey, they really give a damn about what's going on around here. So it's whatever. Okay, final topic we have for today is with Indie World coming Monday, and this is Nintendo's special event that they're doing at Gamescom. They do this every single year. So probably we'll get the Indie World one then, and then we'll probably get an Indies Direct like a day or two later from Nintendo themselves or Nintendo of America. But rumors are floating that Microsoft will have a game announcement for the Switch. What games do you think it will be, and what are you hoping for? So I'll throw it to you. Do you have anything in your mind that you think is going to get announced?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be the Ori and the Blind Forest game, or perhaps that with the sequel, Will o' the Wisps. They'll announce like a double thing. I always forget the name of this game. One that I would really like to come over is that it was at E3. It was the top-down, the Fox Zelda-like game.
Yeah, man.
And it's exclusive to Xbox. I want that because that seems such a perfect fit for Nintendo.
Yeah.
What is it called though?
Oh my god, my mind went blank. Just look up.
I'm gonna Google
Fox
it.
Zelda game for Microsoft. Whatever. I think you're right. I think it's probably Ori.
Tunic.
That's it. I would love Tunic. I would love that game as well. That game would really get me excited because it looked phenomenal. And when I looked at it, I was like, "This is such a Nintendo game. Like, this is such a Zelda Nintendo game. Please,
man.
Like Hob. That game is so good. Like, if you don't own Hob, go get it. They actually fixed it. I don't know if you know this. They did. In handheld, it's a lot better.
It looks good. Yeah,
it's good now. But yeah, I feel like Ori's probably the way they're going. I think I expected Ori to get announced at E3, and nothing came out from Microsoft or Nintendo. Shocked me a little bit. I really expected to hear something about it then. But it could be because maybe Ori and the Will o' the Wisp or whatever it is. I think that game is very close to coming. They might want to announce 1 and 2 coming both day and date with the Switch. So I could see that happening completely. I don't know though. It's a little. I don't know.
Would you be excited to play them?
I never played them, so yes, I would. I've heard tremendous things about them.
Yeah.
I heard they're really like, especially the first one. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know about the second one.
Yeah.
But the first one I heard is like real touching, like really emotional.
Yeah. Apparently, really hard though, and really long.
Yeah, but whatever. It's
I know you like hard and long things, so you'll probably get
only
on
when
with
they
that.
come from England. Anywhere else, I'm not really a fan.
All right.
So, if you know what I'm saying there, Toby. But
I'm picking up what you're putting down, but
I'm gonna be picking it up too. But I definitely want to try it. I want to try it. The one thing, and I know it's not an indie game, but I'm really hoping it gets announced, is Battletoads. I really hope they put that on the Switch. Because when you looked at it, when they showed it, there's no reason in the world why you shouldn't play on the Switch. I can't see that a game that's cartoony and stuff like that would be too much. But they got their start on a Nintendo console. It would be fantastic if it comes. Now, I know it's not necessarily indie-esque, but like, because it feels like they're treating anything Microsoft puts out as indie to some degree, you know?
Okay.
But I wonder if like Rare Replay, or do you think that's not really indie?
I don't think you could class that as indie.
I
know it's got like those vibes in a way, but I think if that was going to come, that would probably just come as in a non-indie focused video. Yeah. Because that would overshadow a lot of things, really. I think.
I think if that comes, man, people would freak out, man.
Yeah, because like Banjo back on Nintendo would be crazy.
I mean, it's already the announcement of him coming
to Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
Like, you know they're going to do something.
Yeah, they got 'em, man.
You just can't waste that opportunity. Like, every company that has their character show up on Switch or on Smash does something with those games. You know, like Final Fantasy dropped all the Final Fantasy games. Mega Man actually put a new Mega Man this year, but also put out the collections. Konami just put out Castlevania Collection. So I could see them doing something along those lines. It would be pretty spectacular if they did. I just can't think of anything other than the only other thing I could think. But again, I think it's not really. There was supposed to be a Forza mobile game, but I just don't think that if that game winds up coming to Switch, that's going to be indie. I think that's going to be considered, even though it's mobile, it's still coming from.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like what do you call it? Like where they farm out work to a different studio.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think that would still come in that category. I mean, even if it's a little game, I don't know if that would fit.
I mean, could this be them? Could it be the Cuphead team basically saying, like, okay, here's the release of the DLC? Because there's supposed to be a big DLC that got delayed.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I didn't really think about that.
I don't know if they've ever said when it was officially coming out. I wonder if that would be the thing. Like, they're like, hey, here's the DLC, and it's available now, and then done.
Yeah.
That would be it. I think it would disappoint people.
I think it's, like, so weird that Nintendo's getting a lot of things from Microsoft, but Microsoft's getting nothing back. Like, there's a bit of a one-way relationship going on there.
Well, one, they're getting money.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a cut of the game sold on their system.
And I think the games are probably selling a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, I think a game like Cuphead, I mean, we don't have numbers, but I think it probably did pretty damn phenomenally well on the Switch. Like, did you buy Cuphead or no?
No, it's not. I'm not into difficult platformers like that.
No, that's because you're a sissy, but whatever. You just like making difficult platforming levels on Mario Maker.
Yeah.
You don't like playing them. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I understand. I did buy Cuphead. It is hard. And I never beat it. I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just like, oh, really? Like, this is just super, super hard. I don't think there's anything else that I would do.
Yeah.
That's it. Have you been playing anything, Toby, this week?
No.
Well, you are just. Your life is just pathetic. Mighty Switch Force. Did you buy this game?
Not yet. I will.
Oh my God, Toby,
Bobby.
You clamored for this game to hit the Switch,
and it came, and I'm very happy about that. I'm glad that people can enjoy it. I will be enjoying it when I can buy it.
Okay, so I've been playing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Boy, it is a really good game.
It is, isn't it?
Oh my God, dude! I played it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it just didn't click with me there.
Which version did you HD? Like
HD
the first
version.
one or the second one though?
The first one in HD I've been playing.
Yeah.
I went
because the second one with the firefighter and all the squirty action, that is my favorite.
I'll get to that. What I did was I started the first one, right? Because they had the original one there.
Yeah.
So I started that one. I was like, man, the graphics, they look good. They're pixelated.
Yeah.
But they're just missing a little something. Mm-hmm. So then I was like, okay, this is the second one. Let me skip that and go to the third one, which is actually the first one in HD with a couple extra levels added to it.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try this one. And I love it. Like, I am having such a blast with it. I'm like, this is so cool. I'm starting to, like, remember some stuff from the Wii U version that I'm like, okay, this is where we're at. Like, just the mechanic of switching things on and off. Like, even, like, when you fall into the pit and it has, like, a purple block and you hit it, it skyrockets you.
Turns into, like, a cannon,
It's, like, so good. It's like, wow, this is really, really good. But then you can also do that with enemies.
Yeah.
Like, there's, like, walking bombs that'll fall in. You hit them and they shoot them into walls and it blows the walls out and stuff.
Yeah.
Just really, really well done. So
Yeah, because it's such a simple mechanic that they've built a whole game around, and they've been really creative with it.
I'm there's another game I haven't played yet,
Mm.
but I got. It'll do. The original.
You know what? I messaged them on Facebook. I said because they were like, "It will Dew's coming out on Switch in a few days," and I was like, "Is it going to crash as much as the Wii U version?" They didn't reply.
I'm just curious. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I got it for free.
Yeah.
Because what happened was they had a contest.
Yeah.
If you followed, I think you just had to follow them, and after
Yeah.
after every 5 followers, they randomly drew a name. So
Yeah.
I followed from all the accounts,
Oh, wicked.
and the Nintendo PlayStation account won.
Oh, really? So this game is partly me as well. It's partly
Well,
mine.
but it's on my system, so you know. I should have, hindsight, I should have given it to you because I know how much you love that game. But I was just like, you know what? He can play the second one. He's fine.
Yeah, the second one's way better anyway. I mean, the first one's good, but
Yeah, the first one's
yeah.
good, but the second one's 10 times better. If you're
Yeah,
gonna
the first
get one.
one's linear,
The
isn't
first
it?
one was very linear, a little bit exploring on the overworld, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Very heavily puzzle oriented, but like you said, it crashed a lot. There was one
Yeah.
section in the Wii U that like it crashed so much. That,
Yeah.
like you literally, I couldn't complete the game. Every
Yeah.
time I hit this section, crash, send me
Yeah.
back to my last save. I get all the way through the section, get to the one point, boom, it crash again. Now the only difference is this game also did come out on the PS4.
hmm
I'm wondering if this is the PS4 version,
Yeah, probably.
and that game didn't crash. And they
Yeah.
also, I think, patched any problems with it. The Wii
Mhm.
U, because it was so not that many games sold,
Mhm.
I don't think they patched it.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna play some of it, see how
Yeah.
much I like it. I like It'll Do. There's just a little bit to be desired for me with that franchise. I hate the fact that when you like smash stuff, you get nothing for smashing it. Meaning, like
Yeah.
if there's like jars in the corner, I'm used to
Oh,
Zelda
yeah.
where you
Yeah.
smash jars and stuff, and like you get
Yeah.
items. You can get
Yeah.
loot items and stuff. What else? DC Universe Online. I streamed this week with Carrie on Twitch. That was a lot of fun. We were playing through, did some missions together. Now we're at a point where you got to kind of like go do your own missions separate
Yeah.
from each other. So we both been doing that so we can get back to the point where we can like do missions together. But occasionally she'll be like, I'm on this section, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time with the boss. So I'm gonna like let's group up, and I'll just go with you through and help you out with the boss and stuff. And like she fought Bane yesterday, so I jumped in and went through and helped her with
Yeah.
Bane. But the funny thing is, like when I fought Bane, like I was level 10 or 11,
Yeah.
so Bane was so much harder.
Yeah.
When she fought Bane, she was like level 20 something, and then me
Okay.
going in too was like we crushed him. And like if she's like,
Yeah.
he wasn't that hard. I was like, yeah, he was harder when I fought him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there. I was like, well, because we're a lot higher levels, but it's just been a lot of fun to like run around and just play stuff. And like now we're getting to the point where we're starting to like really get in and learn the mechanics and do some cool stuff. Like yesterday, we were changing our looks. Like we figured out how to change your looks because as you're running around, you're picking up all this loot and you're picking up all these items. But my character never changed.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I change the outfit? Like you see these people running, like where are they getting this stuff? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait a minute, we're picking up all this gear. You can actually change the aesthetic. Even if you sell the item, you have that aesthetic. So you can
Right.
change the aesthetic anytime you want.
So when you equip it, is there like an option you have to tick
Yes.
to change the way you look?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So you go over it because it locks. It's a style folder. So you go
Oh,
to your
right.
style, and it's all locked, which you want it to
Yeah.
be locked because that way. Because the worst thing is like you go adding equipment items, and all of a sudden stuff's changing, and it just doesn't
Yeah.
look good. So
Yeah,
now you
yeah.
can go in there and tick through and say like, oh, I like this, I don't like this, I like this. So we go through and make all the changes. So it's pretty cool, dude. It's pretty cool. We're talking about once we're done the hero run because I'm at level 27 now. So
Yeah.
I'm 3 away from level 30, which is the cap.
Okay.
We're talking about once we do that, both of us creating a villain and having the same mentor, and then doing the run again with the mentor.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
Because now that we both have a feel for what the game is,
yeah,
it's like it'd be cool to do this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make the Joker our mentor, and then go through and beat up Batman and Robin and all that stuff. So,
do you think they'll raise the level cap at any point?
I don't see them doing that because, man, it's been, 6 years, 7 years that game's been out?
Yeah, but it's fresh on Switch, man.
I know. It'd be nice if they did. It really would be. But what they do that's kind of cool is, so you have what happens when you go into endgame mode, they do combat points.
Mm-hmm.
So as you put on gear, your combat, like powerful gear, your combat points go up. And that becomes the test of, who you go against. Because there's creatures running around.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I was going through this area and I'm beating up these people, and Clayface, which is a Batman villain, shows up, and he's like level 46, and I'm like, dude, 2 hits, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap, dude. So characters like that, you need to get a group of people to go attack.
Yeah.
And that's kind of cool when you get a bunch of people together. Because I did that the one day. There was this giant clown walking around. The Joker's area, and I looked over and there was 10 different people attacking him, and I went over there, but you get really good loot when you beat this character. So I jumped in and I'm kicking, and he wipes me out. And then I have to run back over there before they kill him so I can get some stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game.
Nice.
So Gamescom, you gonna pay attention to anything? Are you looking forward to any stuff coming up?
I don't know. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it, but I normally, do they announce a lot there?
They're doing a lot this year. Jeff Keighley's there.
That's exciting.
He's gonna have a show running the whole time.
Yeah.
He's got apparently a lot of game announcements coming from different studios.
All right.
They're starting to treat it more like E3, and which I like. I like that fact because that's something that's over where you are. I can't get there.
I got an email the other day from the Shenmue Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about having a demo that will be playable. I think it's only on PC, but if you backed it, I think you get access to it.
Nice.
So I'm wondering if I should play the demo or not. I think that's tied into their Gamescom stuff. So
I would if I was you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
they said it will be a chapter that's not in the main game. So it's like an extra thing just for a demo. So
maybe I would do that then.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that is all. Thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of Nintendo Talk. We appreciate all the support. It means the world to us. You can check out everything that Toby's doing over on Twitter's at Toby's_take. Check me out over on Twitter, Instagram at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
That's what my shirt says.
Yeah.